If there's one group that best captures all the advocacies espoused both by the government and the private sector, it's probably the Federation of People's Sustainable Development Cooperative, or Fpsdc. What's unique about Fpsdc is that its existence is anchored in its own version of 4Ps, the Federation's advocacy that puts premium on people, planet, prosperity, and peace. As a federation of organizations, Fpsdc provides financial and non-financial services to empower the marginalized sectors, ensuring the development of stakeholders or people, and the preservation of the environment or planet. All this while ensuring economic viability and equitable growth or prosperity in the hope of promoting harmonious coexistence within and among communities or peace. Reinforcing Fpsdc's 4Ps of sustainable development are its core values that resonate to the Federation's products and services: social justice, participation, integrity, cooperation, excellence, and stewardship. An indicator that Fpsdc is in the right direction is the growth of its membership from 21 organizations when it started in 1998 to 154 organizations and counting at present. Along with the Federation's progression and expansion are the triumphs of its members, the success stories of people in the communities, and the impact that Fpsdc has made on their lives. Spread all throughout the archipelago, Fpsdc's member organizations not only contributed to the economic landscape of the country but improving communities and the people. In Barangay Mambuaya, Cagayan de Oro, for instance, a group of Tropical Storm Sendong survivors banded together to form Co-opville. And through Fpsdc's assistance, its members was able to become a model of a sustainable cooperative community.
Nabigyan kami ng libreng pabahay, libreng connection sa ilaw, school assistance, coordinated with LGU for road network and drainage system.
In 2017, the Co-opville members organized themselves into a cooperative and registered with the Cooperative Development Authority or CDA under the name People's Sustainable Consumer Cooperative, PSCC. Fpsdc is currently in a holding agreement with PSCC, who is envisioned to handle the livelihood activities of the Co-opville community.
Kayong ilag yung damgo nga, mahimo sad kaming mabungahon. Imagine nga gihatagan mi tanan, unya sila pagid ang magbaligya.
Fpsdc's help to Co-opville was through the building of permanent shelters for the Sindong survivors, as well as providing them with various forms of financial and technical assistance.
Sana maging sustainable community na kami in terms of stable water supply and drainage system. May malaking consumer store building na sana. Operational na ang bed and breakfast for our agri-tourism. Operational na ang cocoa sugar plantation and production.
In other parts of the country, Fpsdc's presence is felt by thousands of individuals as more than 100 member associations continue to reap the benefits that the Federation has provided them. In Luzon, Pecuaria Development Cooperative and Kooperatibang Likas ng Nueva Ecija are very active in the production and marketing of its organic agricultural goods using the Farms and Cottages FNC brand.
Actually, yung Fpsdc katunayan nyo, yung priority namin, priority na sila talagang binigyan namin na mag-market.
Products bearing the FNC brand are now in demand in the market, particularly those who are conscious of what they consume.
Yun, ang pinakakuha nito doon sa marketing. yung loan sa amin sa marketing. Yan ang malaking naitulong ng Fpsdc. Kasi kung wala rin sila, nahirapan rin kaming mag-expand.
Among the products under the Fpsdc brand are the multicolored organic rice, muscovado sugar, cocoa sugar, herring or Spanish sardines, and nata de coco.
So, nandyan na yan. So, yan ang inaasahan ko palagi yung Fpsdc kasi mas madali silang kausap. Ayun, yun nga, sabi ko, pag tinawagan ko, yun, medyo madali sila. Kasi alam naman nilang tatrabahuin rin ng pikwarya.
Fpsdc has been instrumental in helping the cooperative in taking off through trainings and marketing of their products. When it was just starting out, the Luzon-based cooperatives were struggling collective of small-time farmers trying to get by. No matter how hard they tried to rise above, factors like crop-destroying calamities, mounting debts, and profiteering middlemen would always push them back. Giving cooperativism a try, these groups registered with the Cooperative Development Authority and soon thereafter became a member of Fpsdc. At present, these co-ops are thriving thanks to the assistance that Fpsdc has extended to the members who years ago thought that there was no way out of their socio-economic status. Aside from sustainable cooperative housing and farm production and marketing, Fpsdc is also very much involved in social credit facility, where member organizations are allowed to make their various enterprises grow through the Federation's financial or social credit assistance, which still remains as its core business. Among those that has benefited from Fpsdc's social credit facility is Fatima Multipurpose Cooperative from Visayas. Like all other community cooperatives, Fatima MPC started as a humble venture of like-minded individuals from a small village in the Philippines. Seeing the need to provide additional capital for vendors and other marginal entrepreneurs in its locality, Fatima MPSC was put up. In spite of the challenges along the way, Fatima MPC began to grow and found itself catering beyond its usual clients. Aside from the market hawkers, Fatima MPC's client base now includes a mix of farmers, businessmen, and employees, to name a few.
We believe that partnering with a federation such as Fpsdc will enable us to at least widen our reach in terms of collaboration and marketing linkages to other cooperative, especially that we are having our cassava business enterprise.
Through all these endeavors, Fatima MPC sees the need to partner with Fpsdc, not just for enhancement but for upliftment of the lives of its members and the people they serve.
We need to partner with them because we see and believe the benefit being a member of Fpsdc in empowering the marginalized sector. We are truly a catalyst of the 4 Ps, which is people, planet, prosperity, and peace of sustainable development.
For Fpsdc Chief Executive Officer Christy Rowena Plantilla, the future looks bright for their member cooperatives as the Federation has set its sight on new endeavors after gaining a series of success during its 2 decades of existence.
In the first decade of its operation, it operated as an alternative financial service organization, providing loans to the financial needs of different organizations like co-ops and NGOs, and it also provided capability building assistance. On our second decade, we defined clearly what sustainable development is.
During this time, Fpsdc began offering other services to its members, like the distribution and marketing services, particularly on selling the products of communities to the mainstream market.
This is in response to their problem of not being able to sell their products outside of their communities.
Under the distribution and marketing facility, Fpsdc has engaged its member cooperatives in widening their business dealings and further developing them by giving them capability building assistance through the hand-holding initiatives, joint ventures, and co-op-to-co-op arrangements. Looking forward, Fpsdc will continue to serve their members through their various services.
We're already on our third decade, and I think we will just bank on what we have successfully started in our first and second decade. And I think we will continue on the work for the marginalized sector of society because they are the reason for Fpsdc's being. In the future, we will still continue to trailblaze new products, new services, so we can serve our members better.
In the pipeline is the implementation of the Youth Leading in Entrepreneurship and Agriculture Development or YLEAD program to be established in the Co-opville in Cagayan de Oro. The YLEAD program aims to train young people to come up with innovative agri-entrepreneurial activities since farming is slowly losing its appeal to the new generation.
The reason why we are developing this kind of program is because our farmers are already getting old. The average age of our farmers right now is around 50 to 60. So the youth, we want to encourage the youth to go back to farming. Also, we would like to encourage the youth to share in their innovative ideas in farming and model this to other youth in other areas so that they can also replicate it in their different communities.
Fpsdc has been in existence for more than 2 decades now because the Federation's management and its member associations have dedicated themselves to help each other in various forms with the vision of a transformed society advancing social solidarity economy to enhance the well-being of the people. Even after 20 years of changing lives by extending its hands to its members, Fpsdc has continued to abide by its mission to empower its member organizations providing innovative and responsive programs and services so they can become catalysts of social transformation.